and how to identify the elements and element. Both we have seen. And today we'll see okay. So element methods.
Looks like Sir got out from the meeting.
Okay. So I was discussing about yesterday. We discussed about find element methods, locators. Now we need to discuss on, okay, you identified the element. What action you want to do on that element. So now we can see action methods. Now we can see action methods on that element. So let's go and find out what are the element methods. So if you go here, element methods are there. The same, everything you can find here. So WebElement methods. The first method is click method. So where you can use this click method? Click method can be used on a link, button, checkbox, list box, and radio button. Okay, so that's the first method you're going to use. And then we have other methods like so what is the syntax of this click method? See, always you follow this syntax. Browser reference, that is a driver. Element identification. So find element method by dot locator value. Then after this, then element method will come, that is element click method.
పరీక్ష పాస్ అవ్వలేదని ఇచ్చాను.
Your voice is not.
Sorry. So on this one, WebElement element name, this is the one syntax. Driver dot find element by dot locator value dot click. So another one, WebElement element name equal to driver dot find element by dot locator value. So first I'm identifying here element, then element dot click method. See, all these methods are on the element only you can call, not on the browser. So you have to catch this point here. So you can use these methods, whatever we are discussing, on the element, not on the browser. Till yesterday we have discussed on the browser. So navigate methods or switch to methods or any other methods. Okay. Now submit method. Submit method also on the element only. That's why I separated here. See, WebElement methods. WebElement methods. So WebElement methods on the WebElement only. WebElement means driver dot find element, right? That's a WebElement. That WebElements you can so find out. Okay. So now submit method. You want to submit on the particular search button or forms or so any button which is having a type equal to submit attribute. So those things you can use this submit method. The syntax is again, so these are all void methods. So they are not going to return anything. So just you need to call on the find element after this click method. Submit method also driver dot find element by dot locator value dot submit method. Next we have send keys method. So send keys method mainly used for typing purpose. So you want to enter some data, then you can use send keys of value. So the syntax is again driver dot find element by dot locator value dot send keys of value. That's the send keys method. Clear method. So it is used to clear the content in the edit box. So driver dot find element by dot locator value dot clear method. So that's the clear method. So what it will do? So send keys will send the keys. That means whatever the characters you want to type. For a typing purpose, you will use send keys, or keyboard keys. If you want to send, you can still use send keys method only. And you want to clear the content in the edit boxes, you can use clear method. So these two for the edit box. This one is for button forms you'll use. This one is for multiple elements, right? See, link, button, checkbox, radio button, list box, and all these places wherever you want to perform click operation. So you will call this click method. Okay. So now how to select an option from dropdown? How to select an option from dropdown? So to select an option from dropdown, see again yesterday I have given the code, again one more time I'm giving. So WebElement, the dropdown name equal to driver dot find element by dot locator value. Then second step, fetch all the dropdown options using find elements API and tag name locator option tag and store in the list type collection. So list WebElement, so OPTS equal to dropdown name dot find elements by dot tag name option tag. See, this is the fixed code. Only whatever the name you are giving, that name will come here. Then other than that, you don't need to change anything here. The right side portion, see find elements method by dot tag name option tag. Yesterday I have given code. One more time I'm giving code. Total 3 times I explained these 2 lines. Yesterday 2 times I covered, and today one more time again. Same lines of code. And now I got the collection. So now what will happen in this line? All the drop down options. In this drop down, how many option tags are there? All that option tags will come and store in this collection. Now I need to iterate. I got a list. I need to iterate because I want to select one of the options. So WebElement, data type of this collection is a WebElement. So variable name colon collection name. So you can print the each option text by calling the getText method on this element. So this variable data type is a WebElement. So that WebElement dot getText. So it is going to get the text of this element. If o.getText equals to my option text, then click on it. then break. So that's how it will complete this selection from the drop down. Same code for the list boxes also. List boxes also same code. So identify the list box and assign it to WebElement type variable. So WebElement list box equal to driver dot find element by dot locator value. Fetch all the list box options using find elements API and tag name li tag. So list of options are going to have li tag and store in the list type collection. List web element options list equal to list box dot find elements by dot tag name li tag. So for web element, so element variable colon collection name. So then you can get the text of that option text. Same code than above, only tag name is changing. Here tag name is option tag, here tag name is So I want you guys to do create a parameterized method of this. So I can select any drop down option, right? So if you want to select any drop down option, so I cannot use this directly, this many lines of code I cannot write every time. So create a Java method, and how many parameters you need to take for this method? What are the inputs you are giving here? What are the inputs you are giving here? Where is the change in these lines of code?
Selection options.
Options, why it will change, madam? Why it will, tag name, why it will change? But drop down, I told you very clearly just now also, this is the constant. Even single letter also you should not touch this highlighted line. Fixed, static that line. Even everything here static. So if you want to change, you can change, but not necessary. Actually, where it will exactly changes, you're not recognizing here in these lines of
Drop down name reference.
Drop down name dot find.
Oh, so what will happen if you don't change here? What will happen? It won't recognize if you don't change this. Here in a locator, right? It will change, locator will change for every element, right?
Yes.
This is the parameter. This is the parameter you will change. Then which option you want to select? Where is the option you are giving? So this is the area second parameter. These are the two parameters you take here. What is the data type of this parameter you have to take? By data type. By is the data type, and parameter name you give anything. Here, what is the data type you have to take for this?
String. String.
String, right? So string data type, you take another parameter data type and parameter name. That parameter you replace here. This entire, the second parameter you replace here. The first parameter, this entire thing you remove. That first parameter you replace here. So what is the first parameter data type? By class. And then the parameter name will come here, first parameter. Second parameter,
String.
string parameter, string, whatever the second parameter data type is a string parameter name, that parameter name will come here. entire within double quotes also you have to replace. Everything you replace, this parameter name you place it. You should not keep variable names, parameter names in double quotes. Already we discussed it in Java. So create a Java method and so practice our code in this. Go to, okay, so this one may be difficult for you, but yeah, I'll give you another scenario. Are you open Amazon? Okay, so this drop down, select one of the options from this drop downs. Okay, so practice this code for that Amazon. Wherever you have a direct drop down, you can practice this code. But you have to call the different options you call it. But I will give you a nice scenario, the same scenario which replicates. We have here already very clearly automation scenarios. See, this is the one. Practice this scenario. So write the code for this scenario. So what is the first step?
Open browser.
Rediff.com website.
Second step, all the browser methods. Third step, what is the code for third step?
Link,
Click X. Driver.find element.
So click method means
Driver.find
That
element.
final
Y.locator.
you dot click.
Dot click.
then type the full name in full name edit box. So let me show you rediff.com. So I open the rediff.com. Then you click on create account link. This is the full name edit box. You type it here. Then read the steps. Select female radio. So what is the method you need to call?
Click
Method. Radio button also.
method.
Then select the day, month, year option from drop downs. See, select a day, month, year. So this is so each drop down is same or different?
Difference.
How many will agree with a different? All the three drop downs are different.
different values. So
Different values.
So this locator is different. This locator is different. This locator is different. Am I right or no? Are they different locators?
No,
no, sir. They're all
no,
dro-
sir. Same, sir.
And same locator is why you want to identify that differently then. For each, so this element also same, this element also same, this element also same. You're saying, right?
the type of locator is same.
No, I'm saying you people are saying, right? So this element location same, element also same, this element also same. You're saying, right? Lavanya, Shravani, Gayatri, all three are same. Hmm? All three of you same.
No,
Hmm?
no.
Every element is unique and there is no common. Why you're thinking like that? It's the same. Every element here, it's a unique queue. Every element structure in the HTML is a different. It's not same at all. See, this has a select tag name. What is the value?
The DOB-.
And why it will be same this drop down and this drop down? Then if it is the same, how you will represent the days and months in the same drop down? Just think little bit, common logic, madams. Basic, right? Basic. This is the web theory. It's not Selenium theory. It's not Selenium concept, this one. Web concept, this one. Days, how we will mix with the months? See here, every tag is independent. So years are different again. That's why they are separated. So that's why you have to write this code. You have to write this code. Instead of writing, if you write the same code 3 times, for this drop down 1 time, 10 lines of code. For this drop down 10 lines of code. This drop down 10 lines of code. Is it optimized code?
No.
Then what we are doing? We are optimizing. We are creating a small method. That method you will call there. Is it clear? So are you going to finish this code?
Try. We'll try.
Hmm?
We'll try.
Yeah, try it out. So let's see all the here variable concept will come. Variable concept. Variable concept, when we learned it?
Initial.
Huh?
Java we have learned.
Variables, when we learned it?
In Java we learned, sir.
Java beginning classes.
Yeah.
Now we are going to use here your so variable concept here in this scenario. Because you are going to create a method here. You are going to create a method, this one. This method and also method calling. So you are going to create a one main method, one this method. This method. Then how can you call that? So that method, how can you call? And also see, you need a driver here. See, this driver you need, but you have in the main method also. How you will share that driver in between the 2 methods? How will you share it?
Static.
How will you share between the two methods, one variable?
Public variable, if you declare it as public.
Public, why you need a public, madam? What is the purpose of public? Same class, why do you need a public?
Static variable.
Yeah, of course you are right. Static variable you have to declare. So what is the static variable syntax?
Static keyword.
Static data type variable name equal to value.
Right? So
Yeah.
that how you will pass a driver value, we need to see that. Otherwise it will throw null point exceptions and all those errors will come. So I want to see how you will develop this code, okay? So let's send this code tomorrow and we'll see that, okay? Next. So these scenarios, practice this scenario I'm sending here. I want to see your object identification and all how you practice that. I'm sending here the scenario. Write the code and send it to me. Okay, so that's the how to select an option from. Okay, so list box also similar. Now let's move on to the one more way. How to? So now I have given this drop down, right? I'll give you how to select an option from dropdown using select class. There is one more simple, easy way. Select class is there. Select an option from dropdown. Okay, select an option from dropdown using
Select class.
select class. So how can you select an option from dropdown? How can you select an option from dropdown? So that is the another thing you need to do. So select. See, first you have to understand the select class. Select class is a predefined class in Selenium, which is developed by Selenium guys, which is available in the org.opengear.selenium.support.ui package. This class is available. What is the purpose of this class? It is used to select or deselect options from dropdown. So first one is WebElement dropdown equal to driver dot find element by dot locator value. So I'm identifying the dropdown. So second step, create object for select class and pass this dropdown as a constructor argument. So select class, you create object, select cell equal to new select dropdown. So you want to select an option based on the label text. So what is the label text? See here, these are the labels. Find the labels. See select tag. So this class you can use only when there is a select class. See, when there is a select tag, then only you can use this select class methods. Otherwise you should not use. So all these are option tag in between. Option tag in between, there is a value. This is called label text. This is called label. If you want to select an option based on this label text, so there is a method they provided. So object reference dot select by visible text and pass the label text. So label text, from where you will get this?
Label option.
In between this one. This one you take and put it here. So this is the one way to select an option from dropdown. The second way, select an option by value attribute. Cell dot select by value. So you can pass. So select by value, and where you can find this? See, there is an option
that
value attribute is there. So if you give this 5, then this value will be selected. Select by value. So select an option by position. Select an option by position. So cell dot select by index int index. So cell dot select by index int index. So this means you have to give position. So you have to give a position. So you have to give the position. So that's the another thing. So position means this one 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. The index number based we want to select. So what is the method you have to call? Select by index. Cell dot select by index int index. So these are the 3 methods we're going to use. So that's the 3 methods for selection. And how to fetch all the drop-down options. List WebElement OPTS equal to cell dot get options. So cell dot select by index of collection dot size -1. So this is selecting the last option from drop-down. This is selecting the last option from drop-down. So that's the how to fetch all the drop-down options into collection. So next one. So deselect all options from multi-selection drop-down. So you have a method, direct method, select all method, deselect all method. So it will deselect. For example, you selected 5 options, all retains. That's a multi-selection dropdown, we call this. If you select 5 options, all of them you want to deselect at a time, then call this method on that dropdown. This is the dropdown object reference. Then the method you are calling, it will deselect all of them. Do you want to deselect one by one? So you can call this method deselect an option by label text. Cell dot deselect by visible text, label text you can give. And deselect an option by value attribute. So cell dot deselect by value and value attribute. So deselect an option by position. Cell dot deselect by index. Int index. So int index you can do. So these are the deselect related methods and selection related methods. So fetch all the selected options. For example, 5 selected, all 5 only you need to get. But dropdown has many, but only selected options you want. Then is the method. List web element selected OPTS equal to cell dot get all selected options. So see that get all selected options. It will fetch all the selected options and stores in this type collection. So fetch the first selected option from dropdown web element. So first OPT equal to cell dot get first selected option. It will fetch the first selected option from the drop. So E is multiple. So you want to know with the dropdown is multi-selection dropdown or single selection dropdown. Then you can use E is multiple method. So unexpected tag name exception if you get when you're using this select tag, if the element tag is not selected tag, then this exception it will be thrown to you. No such element exception if the selected option is not so not matching, then you can use no such element exception. That's how you can use this no such element exception thing. So these are all the very important interview question. Also this, how can you select an option from drop down? So you have to tell these steps. Okay, so they will ask, how can you fetch all the drop down options? First 1, 2 steps, then this step, 4th step you have to tell. Then how can you select a last option from drop down means 1, 2 steps, then 4th step, then this code you have to tell. So total, so select by index, collection dot size -1. If you do, last option will be selected. So any questions? Then the selecting an option. This is another easy way to select an option from drop down. So this one is a previous one is a very lengthy code, right? But this one is very easy, and you have straightforward methods. They already developed everything ready-made. These methods doesn't change. So you have to keep reading them every day and practicing them more and more, and then you can remember them. So that's one option. Any questions before moving on to the next scenario? Yeah. So next, WebElement Returntype methods. What is meant by this? These are WebElement methods returns the data. These methods returns the data for us. So first method is a get text method. So it fetches the element text from web page and stores in a string type variable. What is the return type of get text?
String.
So txt equal to driver dot find element by dot locator locate value dot text method. Okay. So Why? So this is another interview question. How can you fetch the data from web page? Or how can you fetch a text from web page? For example, I want to get this text. How can you get this?
Using the steps.
How can you get this? What is the syntax you need to write? Java and everything Java. If you are not remembering the Java, I told you these are return type methods. So what is the return type method syntax?
Data type, variable.
Variable name equal to return type method.
Return type method means non-static return type methods.
Non-static.
These are all non-static methods. Everything non-static methods. How can you call them? That syntax you have to remember that. Then no use. I'm going to go very, very fast because you are behaving like this. You are not reading and coming back. I'll finish very quickly. I'm telling you. So I don't want, if you are not responding, only Lavanya, one person responding, others are dumb. No use. I don't like that. Okay. Frankly, I'm saying I don't like that. So even Gayatri never speaks. Devi never speaks. And other, whatever the persons are there, only Lavanya and so Nikita also, I don't know. You never speaks, madam. Chandrakala, Sandeep. And what the hell you are going to do in the class? Tell me. What are you going to do in the classes, madam? Without talking, without remembering your concepts, Java concepts. What are you going to do in the Selenium, madam? I'm not going to get interested. If you are not responding, you are not doing that. You are going to be loser. I'm not going to the loser. Only if always Lavanya and Shravani responding. Why not? And you don't have any competency like that. I will be like that only. You will feel like that. What? Still say no response from them. Okay. We cannot change the such kind of people. Let's move on. Okay, so get attribute of attribute. So what are the attributes in the HTML page?
Title, value, name, ID, class.
So what is the attribute for links?
href, sir.
What is the attribute for images?
Source, src.
SRC. How can you find the tooltip of an element?
Using title attribute.
Title attribute. So these are all very, very important. Okay. So get attribute method, you need to pass an argument as an attribute name. So given attribute value, it will fetch. That's for the get attribute method. So the syntax is string val equal to driver dot find element by dot locator locate value dot get attribute of attribute name. So you can store it here. So the value, whatever the value for this element, that you can store it here. So how to fetch the tooltip of an element? How to fetch? So tooltip of an element, title attribute tooltip will be there. So then string tooltip equal to driver dot find element by dot locator locate value dot get attribute of title. So how can you fetch the URL of the link? Link URL will be in href attribute. So string URL equal to driver dot find element by dot locator locate value dot get attribute of href. This is straightforward code I'm giving. Only changes here. The locator will change, remaining everything is fixed code. So how can you fetch the image source? Image source will be found in SRC attribute. So string image source equal to driver dot find element by dot locator locate value dot get attribute of SRC. So next, so for example, you want to find the color, height, width, font size, font family, any CSS properties you want to fetch, then call this get CSS value method, and then CSS property name you give, and that will return the string type data. string CSS value equal to driver dot find element by dot locator locate value dot get CSS value of CSS property. So these are all the CSS properties, font, family, fonts, is where you can find them. So do you know where you can find them? Here it is, styles is there, right? So here you can find them. See, font weight, display. So here you can find, see, font size and so line height, color. So you can find here all the font family. Can you see font family? So text transform, so font. So all these are the CSS properties. So any of these CSS properties, if you want to get, so what is the method we have to use? Get CSS value. So the code snippets have some of the examples for this code is, how can you fetch the element color string? So variable name equal to driver dot find element by dot locator locate value dot get CSS.
value of that property.
So this is the element dot return. This method is returning a string type. How can you find out particular element is underlined or not? String UD equal to driver dot find element by dot locator locate value dot get CSS value of text type and decoration. So these are the code for them. Get location. It fetches the element position in the web page. So point P equal to driver dot find element by dot locator locate value dot get location. So you can point object dot get X, point object dot get Y. So this is the position. So okay, so this element is available here, right? This element position. So this X coordinate and this Y coordinate. So that's a get location method. But this is the Selenium 3 code. But Selenium 4 code I'm going to give here. Get size. The height and width of the element you can get with this get size method. So this method returns a dimension object. Dimension D equal to driver dot find element by dot locator locate value dot get size method. And we have object location. So see, first identify the element. So web element. So element name equal to driver dot find element by dot locator locate value. Then you want to find the height. So this element dot get rect method dot get dimension dot get height method. So there is a, so get rect after you have a get dimensions, you can get the dimensions. Logo dot get rect, get dimension dot get width. So height and width you can get it here.
Is rect means rectangle or?
Yes, rectangle. This is a so rectangle shape. That's why. So that's how they created all these methods, ready-made methods. So logo dot get rect dot get X. So X coordinate it will give you for this element. So then get Y method, if you call it, will give you Y coordinate. So that's a point you will get. 1 point, right? X coordinate and Y coordinate point. So these are the methods in Selenium 4. This is the change. Get a tag name method. So you want to get the tag name from element. You can call this on the element. Call the get tag name method. So string tag equal to driver dot find element by dot locator locate well dot get tag. So these are all the return type methods. Okay, so next we have a Boolean methods we have. So let's go and finish this Boolean methods also. So WebElement Boolean methods. So E is displayed. So it checks whether the given element is present or not in the web page. So checkpoint, before doing action on the element, you check it whether it is there or not. To do whether the element is displayed or not, how can you check? Using
Is
displayed method.
displayed.
So this is displayed is a Boolean value it will return. That's why I'm calling WebElement Boolean methods. So this method returns a Boolean value. What are the Boolean values?
True or
True,
false?
false.
True or false. That's why first identify the element, web element name equal to driver dot find by dot locator value. If the element displayed, so do the true actions, else do the false.
False.
So E is enabled. So in the web pages, there is a chances, right? Elements are enabled or disabled. So E
Yeah.
is it checks whether the given element is enabled or disabled.
Enable or disable.
Call this method is enabled method. So if it is enabled only, you can perform the actions. If it is disabled, you cannot perform the actions.
Actions.
So before doing action, first check. Okay, if the element is enabled, then do the click action or action, whatever the action in the if condition. Else you say this is not it. Is selected. So whether your checkbox radio button drop down is selected or not, if you want to know, then use is selected method. So first identify that element, web element name equal to driver dot find element by dot locator value. If element dot is selected, you do one action. If not present, you do other action. So these are the 3 Boolean methods we call them. 3 Boolean commands we call them. So one more, how can you resize the window? So this window you want to resize. How can you resize this? Like this. Before it was maximizer, right? How can you resize?
Yeah.
So resize method is there, set size method is there, and so set position, you can set the position of the window also. So you have a methods, setter methods and getter methods. So setter methods, you know already what they will do.
Yeah.
Set the value.
Yeah.
Getter methods will get the value.
Get the value.
So those methods we have here, I have given how to maximize the window first. So driver dot manage method dot window method dot maximize.
Maximize.
Window method dot full.
Not full screen.
It will full screen it will. So even you can minimize. You have a method minimize method also. You can call minimize method. So how to set the position of the window? So using set position method point arguments. So driver dot manage method dot window method dot set position new point coordinate and y coordinate. How to resize the window or set window size? So we have a set size method. You have to pass the dimension arguments. That's how to use this resize. Driver dot manage method dot window method dot set size new dimension.
Height and
So how can you get the window position? So there is a get position method. So it will return the point object, point p equal to driver dot manage method dot window method dot get position. So p dot get x, p dot get y. How can you get the size of the window or browser? So dimension d equal to driver dot manage method dot window method dot get size method. So dimension object dot get height, dimension object dot get width. So this is the all interview questions. All these are interview questions. This one and all 3 are interview questions. This
sir, point object means
is the return type, madam. This method is going to return a point class object. So this method get position method return type is the point. So now on the point object reference, right? Reference of this class, point class.
okay.
So point object dot get x method, point object dot get y method you are called. The object reference, madam, the return type methods. So again, you're coming back to Java beginning classes. So this method return type is class, point class. So data type, right? Data type, variable name, object reference dot method thing.
Math.
The return type method. This is the return type method. Get
Where do we use all these methods? Like, where do we use all these methods? Like in which type of scenarios?
You just now I have shown, right? You want to resize this window, the browser. How you can do that? That's what this. Once you resize, you're setting the size, right? You're setting the position of the window also. Then after resize, okay, you set it. What is the value? What is this window size? If you want to know, you will call these methods, right? This method, get size method and get position. First you will call the setter methods, right? This setter method to set the positions and size.
Yeah, I understood, but like
The real scenario you're asking.
yes, yeah.
So in your browser, you're going to test resizing, and then you will see the content, right, in the UI.
Mhm.
You will do or not? You
Yeah.
have your career that kind of testing.
No, I never.
Yeah, that kind of testing you will do. How the elements will be, displayed. Any functionality is broken. You can check that.
Okay.
So that first you have to minimize, right? First, so you need to resize the size window. How you can resize with the Selenium? Manually it is easy, but if the Selenium, how can you do? This is the code.
Okay, I understood.
So that cases you use. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all. And tomorrow last topic is pending. You can close the theory, and Monday onwards we're going to start writing the coding. Okay.
Ramesh,
Yeah.
whether we will be